channel. So today I'm doing a quick Q&A for you guys. I asked you guys a while back on my Instagram channel on any questions you guys have for me. So anything regarding myself, competing, random beauty questions, whatever your question was, you guys asked it. So I got words. Can I say words? I got quite a few questions, so I don't think I'll have time to get to every single question today, but I'm going to try to briefly answer a couple of them for you guys today. So let's go to that picture, and it looks like this. Miss_fitness_princess asked me, how long have you been training for? And for weightlifting and like cardio based programming, I've been doing that consistently and like in some sort of logical way for about 2 years now. But being involved in the gym and like my first time ever weight training and like falling in love with the gym, that happened when I was 17. I was a senior in high school. I was finishing up my like gymnastics career basically, and I found weightlifting and I became obsessed with it, and here we are today. Hannah Hayen asked, how often do you wash your long beautiful locks? Well, these long beautiful locks are actually a mess right now because this is like day 3 hair, so I try to go 2 to 3 days without washing my hair. I know it's healthy for your hair to have those natural oils in it, and right now I'm in a hair growing phase. I do have hair extensions, it's no like secret, I always share that with you guys, but my natural hair is roughly around here, yeah, like here-ish. So I'm trying to grow my natural hair, and then I'm gonna take my hair extensions out. So to do that, I heard that it's good to have more natural oils in your hair. That way, your little baby hairs stay moisturized and they're able to grow. I think that's a thing, I don't know, I'm not a hairstylist. Megan Rothluberb, 23, asked, how do you handle negative pressure on living a healthy lifestyle? I don't feel like pressure to live a healthy lifestyle because I'm literally just living my life. Like, this is how I choose to live my life. It's like I'm not actively trying to like be something like, let's just say I like healthy food and I like working out. So I'm not trying to deceive anyone with what I do in a day. But I guess when it comes to pressure, like of other people like being negative, like, oh, why can't you have this, or why do you have to work out and do this or do that? I think when people are attacking you when it comes to health and fitness, it comes out of a place of insecurity and not understanding. So in a moment like that, I just try to step back, educate them on why I want to work out, and for the most part, I feel better after. That's my way, like that's my me time. So some people's me time is sitting on the couch and watching their favorite TV show, or some people really love like Chinese takeout. Me personally, I'd rather just have like a really good healthy meal and go for a nice walk. Like, it just kind of depends on how you choose to live your life, and if someone has a problem with that, that's their own internal thing that they need to deal with, and it's none of your business, and you should not worry about it at all. Just do you. If you like living a healthy life, live a healthy life. Like that, no one else has an opinion on what you should do with your life. Like, no, like, go do your thing. Grow with the Flow, ooh, I like that name, asked, do you often consume meat or do you look for more plant-based protein options? Any particular you would recommend? I was actually a vegetarian for 6 years, but recently I started reintroducing chicken and lean beef into my diet. I still do not eat pork, just for personal reasons, but I do consume meat. I at least have one meal with meat in it, but my diet isn't super high in meat. If anything, it's more higher in dairy and eggs, so like egg whites. That's something I really enjoy. So I do consume meat at least once a day, but it's not like, oh my gosh, meat in every meal, no. And recommendations, I did like Morningstar. They had a lot of really good veggie burgers that I enjoyed, but the only thing of that is they're super processed, so if you're not into the super processed foods, I wouldn't recommend that. More natural sources that aren't meat-based, Greek yogurt, not meat-based, Egg whites, they're a good source. You could do a protein powder. You could do some nuts. You could do some powdered peanut butter. Like, those are all really good sources of protein. Bananas for fitness. How do you deal with people's comments about post-show weight gain / how do you respond to them? Most people post-show to me actually say I look better and healthier with a tad bit more weight on me. I try not to gain too much weight back because it's gonna be way harder to diet down. But if you're gaining weight or losing weight, I'm at the position where I'm so over it. Like, you do not have the right to comment on my weight gain or my weight loss. You do not have the right to say I look better a certain way or worse another way. Like, you can say those things, but it's not going to affect me because at the end of the day, it's my choice on what I'm doing with my body. And if you're insecure with your weight gain, just know that you're beautiful. Like, I know this sounds cheesy, but take a step off this scale if it's not going to do you a service, and look in that mirror and be like, you're freaking awesome and you're strong AF. So take a break from that scale if it's bothering you that much. And if people are making comments, just say, hey, that's really none of your business, because it's not. I have no tolerance for that. I have no tolerance for people talking about weight gain or weight loss or commenting on your body. None. I don't like it. Emily Martin 21, what are your tips for weight loss and muscle gain? This is an awesome question that is super complicated. So if you're wanting to gain muscle but still lose fat, you have to be in the slightest bit of a surplus. So what that means is you're eating a little bit more calories and then maintenance, but not enough to be putting on fat. The reason why you have to be in a surplus is if you want muscle gain, you need calories that cause protein synthesis, which is the building of muscle tissue, and that requires calories. But if you overshoot it and you're eating way too much, you're full on bulk mode, you're also going to put on a lot of excess fat with that muscle gain. So when you're trying to find your maintenance, track your calories for a week, track your weight, and then look at patterns. So let's say you did that for a month and your weight was staying steady, then that's your maintenance. If you're tracking your calories and your weight's going up, you're probably too high in a surplus. Or if you're tracking calories and your weight is dropping, you're probably not eating enough. So it's a lot of guess and check. If you're not assessing, you're guessing. So make sure you're tracking, logging your progress. Or if you guys can, I would recommend getting a coach, someone just to kind of look at your body from an outward perspective and give you some advice and education and direction. Because I find when you're coaching yourself, you can be very subjective and not the best person to like make calls and judgments. That's why I'm a coach, but I also have a coach. I need someone to give me that objective, like, do this, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do that. I find that a coach is awesome for that, and that way you can kind of just get a plan, follow it, and see the results that you'll get. Olivia Sutter asked, hey Olivia, she's a client. Sup girl? She asked me what event / person / experience has had the biggest impact on your life. I think one person that had a really big impact on my life was probably my coaches, like one of my gymnastics coaches. And they just really taught me about putting in work, sucking it up, and knowing that there's always something to improve on. And I know that sounds kind of harsh, but I think she taught me that you should always be striving to be better. That you should also acknowledge yourself when you're doing well, but you should also realize that you can get better and improve, and that it's not always going to be easy and sunshine and rainbows, and it's going to take time. And that's a lesson that I've taken now into like my adulthood life, is that it's going to be hard sometimes. You're not always going to be perfect, but when you achieve one of your goals, celebrate it, and then realize you can get even better from there. Like, never settle, like always try to improve. And that's just a big lesson I've learned. And I just think my whole gymnastics career in general, that whole experience of working really hard and challenging yourself mentally and physically, that was such an awesome experience. And I love gymnastics to this day. I always think about even going back and coaching just because I'm so passionate about the sport, and I think that it teaches you so much about structure and time management and realizing that you're gonna be sore a lot of times and your body is capable of so many things. It's incredible. Yeah, my gymnastics experience in whole and just my coaches have had such an amazing impact on my life. Katie_Irvine asked, how can I intuitively eat without having food on my mind all the time? That's the thing. If you're doing intuitive eating, you have to listen to your hunger signals. Like, just think about when you were a kid. When you were hungry, you ate, and when you were full, you stopped. And you didn't really think about food, you just kind of played and did your task for the day or went to school and didn't think about food all day. That's the same thing as an adult when you're intuitive eating. Like, you still have a job to do. Like, you make your meal, you eat it. Hopefully it's something that is full of nutrients and nourishment. You want to fuel your body properly. And then you kind of move on with your day. You eat a meal, feel full, and then you don't think about food. If you're still thinking about food, you're probably restricting yourself a little bit too much. So eating something a little bit higher in fats, higher in like healthy fats, so like avocados or almond butter, that will help you feel satiated. I can never say that word, but it'll help to keep you full and not thinking about food as much. Buff Weddy asked, what's your first step into getting into your first ever competition? How did you find it, sign up, and are there age groups within the like bikini fitness division? This is a really freaking good question, and it's kind of complicated, so I can do a whole video on this and like getting started into bikini competition and like how to sign up. But basically, you choose your division. There's so many different divisions out there. I personally compete for the NPC, but you can also do a natural division like the OCB, NGA. Those are just a couple other divisions out there. And yes, there is like different age groups. So if you're a teen, sometimes shows will have a teen division, sometimes shows will have a collegiate division, a master's division, which I believe is 35 and older. So it's not just on height classes, because typically bikini is just height classes, and then you'll hear, oh, I was in open A. That means it's open to any ages. But if you did like a master's division, that would be 35 and older. If you did teen division, it would only be teenagers, and then they would break that up into height classes. I know it's kind of confusing, but answering your question in short, yes, there is different age groups. It's not just going to be like a bunch of young people or a bunch of older people or a bunch of teenagers. I hope that answers your question a little bit, but there is different age groups if you don't want to compete in just open and you want to compete against women who are your age. I'm going to answer one more question. Dunnigan_Farrier, my mother, asked, what keeps you motivated? You're such an inspiration to me. I think the main thing that keeps me motivated is how I picture my life in the future. And that goes with anything. So when it comes to getting ready for competition, I'll picture my competition physique when I look in the mirror, and that's what's going to keep me motivated. Or I picture what it's going to feel like on stage when I'm performing or when I get my trophy. And that goes with anything. Like when I was pursuing my degree, I pictured what graduation day would feel like. I pictured what it would feel like finishing that last class, finishing that last exam, or just doing really well on an exam. I think mentally seeing yourself succeeding and seeing yourself in the future is such a motivator. Because if you can't see yourself being successful in the future and pursuing what you want to pursue, it's really unmotivating. So if you're like, oh, I want to be a doctor, and then mentally you can never picture yourself being a doctor or being successful at that job, it's going to be really hard to stay motivated if you mentally can't see yourself there. So for me personally, I do a lot of, I think that's called imagery, or like just seeing myself in the future. And I see myself in the future, and I'm just gonna work really, really hard. I see myself in this industry and I see myself helping other people, and that's all I really want at the end of the day, is just to help people be successful in their fitness journey, regardless if that's competing or just weight loss or just trying to move better as a human being and live a healthy lifestyle. I just want to be here to help people, and I know by reaching more people it's going to require me to grind a little bit on like social media, but the more people I can reach and like spread my message of like self-love and knowing that you are powerful and strong, like that lights my fire, that I can motivate and inspire so many people around the world by literally sitting in my kitchen. It's amazing. So I think that's what keeps me motivated, is knowing like seeing myself be successful in the future, but also just seeing how many people I can impact if I just stick with it and grind it out. Like, I just want to help people at the end of the day, and whenever I get something like someone commenting and saying I inspired them, like that's fuel to my fire, and I love it. It really just keeps me going, and like clients like achieving their goals, like I get more excited for that than myself. Like when my clients are doing great, like I freaking love it. It's just the best, and it keeps me going. So that's what inspires me and motivates me. I know that was kind of a blabber and a rant. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and also hit subscribe. It helps support my channel, and then I can produce more videos for you guys. And also, if you're feeling a little bit jazzy, hit that little bell, and that way you're gonna get a notification on when I post a video, and you won't lose me in this whole YouTube mix, because there's a lot of videos out there. So hope you all are having a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.